here is Shane Wetzel, the left-handed hitter for Ohio State at the service line.
Now, one of the things Coach Birch said is that his team can serve a lot better than they did last night, and they're starting it off with a service error. He said they were beat because of their serve and pass game. He said if they can really channel those serves tonight, it'll work in their favor. So not off to the best start there, but
Jinxed that one a little bit.
I did. I jinxed it, but there's a lot of game left.
Back to serve is Thim, who again had a spectacular offensive performance last night. Wetzel's going to try his hand from the right side, but that one also out of bounds.
As we said, junior Shane Wetzel, he was hot last night with 12 kills, led the way for Ohio State.
Thim back to serve again. The senior hit it at a .379 percentage last night against the Buckeyes.
And it was his match high last night with 14 kills as he gets an ace.
And a nice serve there by Thim. He had 5 aces yesterday, so not only was he hot as a hitter, but also from the service line. Thim, who transferred from the University of Hawaii. He is a Honolulu native. His serve is good. Daniel Hurley tries for the Buckeyes, and that one's good on the cross court.
There we go. Buckeyes notch their first point and first kill of the first set.
Hurley had 10 kills last night, hit at a .389. And he is back to serve after that termination. And an ace for Hurley.
There we go. That's that serve and pass game that Coach was talking about.
And Hurley actually is 3rd overall for a single game with aces. He had 7 aces versus Purdue Fort Wayne last year on February 20th. So someone who can be successful from the service line.
Definitely. And you know, the Buckeyes, as we said, lost a lot of their talented servers as that one goes in the net. Jacob Pastor specifically was absolutely dominant from behind the service line. So when players like him move on, you really need other guys to step up.
Pastor, a big loss for the Buckeyes this season as he's moved on to play professionally overseas. And there is a service error by Taylor. Both of these teams struggling from the service line so far in this first set. We've seen a few aces, but also a lot of errors as well.
Yeah, 3 service errors so far between the two teams.
Cole Young up to serve for Ohio State. The senior middle blocker stands at 6'10". From the outside is Benson, off the fingers of Ohio State, but they push it back over to the Cougars side. Benson will try his hand again, and that one is just out of bounds. And instead, they'll call that one as a kill for Benson.
They will, but it looks like head coach Kevin Birch is going to challenge that. So they'll pull one of their challenge cards. Each team gets 2 challenges. If the call is overturned in your favor, you get to keep the challenge card. If it's not, you lose the challenge. Now, if the game does go into 5 sets and you've already lost your challenges, each team is issued 1 additional challenge card. So each team will take some time to talk it over, and they'll watch a replay of that down there. They've got some great up-close cameras that can catch those calls, and they'll watch them through. We'll get another look here as well.
Just looking to see it go outside of that corner, and that's a close call.
It's very close. Looking to see if it was in or out, and it seems like Cole Young in the back was very confident that that ball was out.
The Buckeye team did not seem very happy when line judge decided to call that one in. Line judges for tonight are Shelby Hitchens and Jim Viscadis. It looks like Ohio State's bench is cheering.
They're cheering. Do they know something that we don't yet?
I know. I haven't seen a verdict, so I'm not really sure.
You know what? They might have been listening down there because it looks like they're coming to a decision here. And that ball was out. Buckeyes win the point, get to keep their challenge card, and they tie it up 4-4. So that is an example of a great time to pull that challenge card. It can really change the flow of the game, and the Buckeyes look like to keep it. So they still have both of their challenges to use. Cole Young, who helped call that one out, is now back to serve.
And that's a big swing, too. You go from being down 3 to being tied instead. And it's a pass to Benson. We'll tip that one over the edge. Wetzel with the dig. Chichinski tries from the outside. He was hot last night. And Benson getting a lot of attention on that outside as a hitter so far in this game. Hayden to Benson again. Tries his hand, and that one's good off the hands of Hurley.
There we go. Second kill of the night. Sorry, first kill of the night for Benson.
Benson, once again, part of that tandem that had over 60% of the offense for BYU yesterday with his 13 kills. Also added 2 digs and 3 total blocks. Torres with that serve and a sneaky pushover by the setter on the Ohio State side, Henwood Rodriguez.
Really strategic play by Henwood Rodriguez.
Nice awareness there as well, as a freshman too. As you get a relook there at the serve. Saw that one was pushed on the net and just found the opening in the coverage.
Like you said, as a freshman too, it's nice to see that confidence with sending it over.
Henwood Rodriguez at the service line after that kill. Big block by Chichinski and Leahy, and that one goes to Ohio State. Buckeyes now up 1, 6-5. Reminiscent of yesterday's first set that Ohio State did take the victory on.
Right, Buckeyes had no issue coming out strong, but they started to fall apart a little bit more and more as each set progressed. And that's because head coach Kevin Birch told us that BYU started to heat up and become a lot more comfortable as each set went on.
Ohio State's still struggling from that service line as Henwood Rodriguez sent that one into the net.
Buckeyes already have 3 service errors so far, which means they've handed BYU almost half their points from service errors.
Benson's serve on that one just dropped right on that back line to give BYU the lead. He's back to serve again, see if he can collect another ace. And it's dug by Strong. Leahy will try one from the middle. And it's them on the outside, rolls off the fingers of the Buckeyes, and he'll get a kill. And Thim collecting his first kill of the night. Benson, the senior outside hitter from California. Daniel Hurley from the back row, and he gets a termination. And he was hot from the back row as a hitter last night as well.
You know, he's very versatile. It's great to see that he can attack from all across the court. We're going to get another look at Hurley's back row attack. He passed it up, great serve receive, and then set himself up for a nice kill.
The freshman Chichinski to serve for Ohio State. His is good, dug by Fife. Torres will try it from the right side, a little bit too high of a hit on the hand, and it's out of bounds.
A lot of back and forth we're seeing. BYU will take the lead, Ohio State will catch up.
That was something that we saw yesterday too. Those matches, although BYU did win in 4, were close sets.
They were very competitive. I mean, both of these teams are competitive. Like we said, BYU is ranked number 6, but Buckeyes are number 11.
And Chichinski there gets an ace. He had an ace last night as well. So 2 for his season so far.
Ohio State reclaims the lead.
Chichinski, the freshman from Warsaw, Poland. So he sends that one into the net. And that's been a few, we've seen that in the last couple services for Ohio State. They have a good, solid first serve, but then that next one they struggle with, which makes it hard for them to make any sort of run.
Right, it's that consistency behind the service line that they'll need to focus on. But again, very early in the season, obviously only their second game. Big kill by Shane Wetzel, his first of the night.
Wetzel there with the left-hander from the right side. Didn't hit that one very hard, but got the kill and found the coverage. He had 12 kills last night for the Buckeyes.
Right, sometimes it's not even about the aggression, but just finding that open spot on the court that I think Wetzel does a great job of.
Thomas Leahy serving for Ohio State back after his redshirt season last year. Then will try from the outside, blocked by the Buckeyes, but it hits the pin and it goes to BYU. Back to serve for the Cougars is the setter, Noah Hain. Hayne from Honolulu, Hawaii. His serve is good. Hurley with the dig close to the net. He tries to push that one over, but Torres was on the net and got it back over to the Ohio State side for a Cougar point.
That was a tough one to get underneath and set. A little bit of an overpass there.
Hayne once again serving as the Cougars take the 1-point lead. Dug by Hurley. Henwood Rodriguez to Cole Young in the middle, and he tips that one off the fingertips to the 10-foot line, and a kill for Young. Back to serve for Ohio State. The opposite hitter, Shane Wetzel. There's a look again at Cole Young's middle hit.
Cole Young, a familiar face. He's a senior and has seen a ton of playing time over the years. He's one of those guys in the middle that is very consistent, very reliable. So you're not going to see too many attacking errors from him. He just has 1 kill so far tonight, 1 of the 5 for the Buckeyes.
Cole Young named to the preseason All-MIVA for Ohio State. That serve from Thim. Ohio State tries for it, and they get the free ball back over. BYU will see if they can use that to their advantage. But Benson is blocked by Young and Henwood Rodriguez. Daniel Hurley from the outside, and that one is good off the fingers of the BYU block.
Wow, way to go to Ohio State's defense, keeping that in play. They ran all the way around the net, so that shows a lot of hustle by the Buckeyes to tie things up 12-12. Still waiting for one of these teams to go on a run of some sort, but it's been very even play back and forth.
And Hurley up to serve after his kill for Ohio State with his new starting position for the Buckeyes. That one's out of bounds and a 6th service error for Ohio State. And there's a skewed category as well. If you look at the Cougar side, only 1 service error so far in this set, and it's still close.
And, you know, it just goes to show if Ohio State could clean up those serves, they would have a more substantial lead here. It's just one of those things they've got to work through as the season progresses.
Chichinski hits that one out of bounds for the Buckeyes as BYU takes the 2-point lead. For his 2nd serve in a row is Taylor.
If we look at the offense on both sides, Ohio State has 6 kills so far, while BYU only has 3. So a little bit of a difference there. Then again, the Cougars haven't had as much of a chance to turn up their offense because of all the service errors by the Buckeyes.
And a nice cross-court kill by the freshman Chichinski. Chichinski with his first kill of the afternoon. Again, had a solid offensive performance for the Buckeyes last night in his collegiate debut. Owen Pickering back to serve for Ohio State. Hayne to the back row is Thim with a decisive hit and kill.
Big back row attack from Thim. I mean, he is just powerful from anywhere on the court. We're going to look. He passes it up and comes for a huge swing that Ohio State's defense did not have a chance to get underneath.
Great awareness to look in between the block by Thim on that kill as Torres is back to serve, and there's a 2nd service error for BYU. Thim alongside Daniel Hurley leading all hitters so far in this match, both of them with 3. For Ohio State, now down 1. It's Henwood Rodriguez with the serve. And that is good. Hayne will push it to the back row for Torres. Hurley with the dig. Chichinski will try again from the outside. Roll shot. Dug by Fife. Torres from the right side, but it's no good as the block is big from Chichinski and Leahy.
I love that celebration from Chichinski after that block. We're going to get another look at it.
There's a replay again.
Huge vertical, and he gets so excited there, you'll see.
Chichinski and Leahy, solid blocking performance. 5 total blocks for Chichinski yesterday and 5 total blocks as well for Leahy.
What a serve, but great job by BYU getting underneath that one and keeping it in play and converting it into a point. Even though it wasn't the most ideal pass, they were able to work with it.
Cougars kept that one alive, and a left-handed tip over by Benson that just got out of reach of the Ohio State defense. Benson back to serve after his termination. That's good to Hurley. From the outside is Shane Wetzel, and he gets one from the opposite side.
Looked great. He lost his footing a little bit there at the end, but it didn't seem to matter. That kill was already good.
Wetzel, who usually is hitting on the right side for Ohio State, tried his hand on the other side of the court and was successful. Chichinski back to serve for the Buckeyes. That one's into the net. And a second service error for the freshman. A substitution on the BYU side. Nico Hale leaves for Talon Jonathan Tafuga, come back to serve. Saw him yesterday as a player who would come in as more of a service specialist. Tafuga, the sophomore outside hitter. That's up and good. Chichinski with a reaching dig. Leahy tries it, but the block is there for BYU. Taylor in the middle.
BYU pulls away by, I think that was a great time to call a timeout for Ohio State because it's been very back and forth, but the Cougars taking a 2-point lead. You kind of want to stop that while it's ahead.
Tafuga collected an ace last night against Ohio State. Wetzel from the right side, blocked him back to the Buckeye side. Hurley tries one, rolls it into the block, and it's just soft enough to go on the BYU side of the net for an Ohio State kill.
And there you go. The Buckeyes keep it close. Again, just a 1-point game. If we're looking at the spread of stats here, Ohio State is still leading the way offensively. They have 8 kills to BYU's 5. Service errors 7 for the Buckeyes to BYU's 2. That's probably the biggest difference in the game so far.
Ohio State hitting at a cleaner clip as well, 278 to 071, and add one more to that as Wetzel gets another right side kill.
Here we go, all tied up. Wetzel has 3 kills so far. He's right behind Daniel Hurley, who has 4.
Wetzel was a preseason All-MIVA for Ohio State. He was second in the team last year in total kills with 344. As Leahy goes up for another serve. That one's good, and just a little push over the net by Taylor, and that one works in front of the Ohio State defense. BYU just staying a little bit ahead of OSU in this matchup as Hayne is back to serve once again. He had 34 assists last night for the Cougars as his serve is good. Inwood Rodriguez looks for Hurley in the back, and that one goes off the Ohio State hands, and BYU collects the point.
Again, taking another 2-point lead. The Buckeyes have not been able to establish a substantial lead as this first set has progressed.
Hayne once again to Hurley. From the middle is Cole Young with a big kill.
There we go, Cole Young again. 2 kills, no errors. Like we said, he's very consistent. He doesn't get set the most on the team, but when they do go to him in the middle, he is typically effective.
Wetzel back to serve for the Buckeyes. And that one is into the net. Ohio State still struggling with those service errors as they collect their 8th. Back to serve for BYU is Thim.
Buckeyes still have 1 timeout to use. I think if BYU pulls away by another point or 2, they might call a timeout, but they won't need it yet.
And Hurley gets the kill on the soft touch in the middle of the BYU court.
Great placement by Hurley. 5 kills so far. He is leading all attackers.
Coming in for Ohio State is Tyler Tharp and Cole Cooch. For the Buckeyes, Cooch, a transfer setter from Lincoln Memorial. He recorded 919 assists last year for his former team. Coming in at the setter's position for Ohio State. And then Tyler Tharp, the redshirt freshman, an opposite hitter. He had 1 kill last night against the Cougars. Daniel Hurley back to serve. Buckeyes down 1. That serve is up and good to Thim. Hain on the outside to Benson. Off the fingers of Ohio State. Cooch with the save. Strong will set up Chichinski on the outside. And it's blocked by BYU. And never mind, that one actually will go to Ohio State.
BYU will get called for being in the net.
The Cougars not happy with that call, but Ohio State tying it up late in this first set.
And we'll get another look to see. It's hard to tell, but it looks like they were saying Benson was in the net.
And Thim from the back row again with the big kill. Thim with his 4th kill of the evening.
Thim has been amazing. He also has an ace, an assist, and a dig in addition to his 4 kills, so he's been all over the place.
Filling up the stat line for the Cougars. Back to serve is Taylor. Hurley with the set, and then Cooch tries for Young in the middle. BYU gets it again. Cooch will go for Young once more, and he gets the termination. And after that kill, Young will go back to serve. There's another look again at that second try by Young in the middle.
You'll see Cooch here and there. He's still recovering from an injury, so he's not going to play the majority of the game tonight, but they're still giving him some minutes here and there as he is rehabbing what appears to be a wrist injury, as he still has it taped.
Easing back in, Cooch the setter, the transfer, as Young misses his serve. And a crucial service error here late in this first set. Torres will see if he can be more successful from the line, and he is. Cooch looking to the back row for Hurley. Dug by Thim. A push tap over by the BYU side. And Cooch looking for Tharp on the right side. Saves it from the BYU block. Fife with the dig up to Torres. And that one's out of bounds as Ohio State gets the point. And it's actually called by the other line judge. Our line judges were a little bit indecisive on that one, as one called it in and one called it out of this first set. Different than yesterday's matchup, where Ohio State actually won the first set. BYU knocking at the doorstep of the first set victory as Torres goes back to serve. That goes over, but out of bounds, and a big service error for the Cougars as Ohio State gets to 23.
Buckeyes stay in this first set. They've kept it tight the entire time.
Tharp and Cooch sub back out of the game for Wetzel and Henwood Rodriguez, who started in that setting in opposite hitting positions for the Buckeyes. Henwood Rodriguez, the freshman, up to serve. A crucial moment here for OSU as they try to stay in the game. Nice serve by Henwood Rodriguez. Benson tries to close it out, and he will not, as Ohio State ties it up at 24.
You know, you can't see much more of a competitive game, but it looks like BYU is going to challenge that call. They're going to pull their first challenge.
And the referees will say no, and Ohio State keeps the point.
So they say there was no touch on that block. It was out. Luke Benson's attempted kill was out. So the score remains the same, 24-24. Like Sarah was saying, they must win by 2. So now they're battling to get to 26. And BYU loses a challenge card. So they only have one remaining because they pulled it and it wasn't overturned.
And Benson's going to try to grab a point for BYU. And that one was a little bit cleaner than his last as he puts the Cougars up by 1. After that kill, Benson back to serve. Now the Cougars just need one more point to close off this first set, so big defense for Ohio State needed here. Strong to Henwood Rodriguez. Leahy from the middle. He'll get the kill and tie it back up. This first set is not finished yet.
Not finished yet. They'll keep going. Now it's first to 27 here. Win by 2, of course. Chichinski back to serve for the Buckeyes.
The freshman with a crucial serve here. That is up and good. Fife with the dig outside to Thim. Big hit and off the block, and that one had enough power to send it out of bounds as BYU once again goes up by 1.
Here we go, set point again for BYU. They've been in this position a few times so far tonight.
And it is Nico Hales. Lots of freshmen serving for both of these teams in this crucial last minute of the set. Chichinski with the push. Wetzel tries it from the right side, and he'll get the kill to keep it alive.
Shane Wetzel with 4 kills so far, tied up 26-26.
Now for the Buckeyes, the veteran, the grad, Thomas Leahy back to serve, 26-26 in this first set as it goes past regulation. One's up and good, and an ace for Leahy as the Buckeyes go up by 1.
Great serve by Leahy, and BYU is going to utilize one of their
with the potential to close out the first set in their favor. Leahy back to serve once again for Ohio State. The 6'9" middle blocker from State College, Pennsylvania, will serve the ball. That one's slow, but it is good. Benson with the dig, Thim from the outside, and that one off the hands of the block of Ohio State, tying it up again at 27.
This has been such a competitive first set, so much back and forth. Neither team is going to give up here. They are fighting it till the end.
Point for point, these two teams go as Haynes serves it. A free ball over by Ohio State. Can BYU take advantage? And they will as Benson gets the back row termination. And a big kill by Benson as the Cougars once again go up by 1.
His 4th kill of the night. Huge back row attack.
Haynes serving again for the Cougars. The 6'3" senior. BYU looking to close out the first. His serve is up and good. Chichinski, Henwood Rodriguez to Hurley, and BYU will take the first set off the big block.
BYU wins that one 29-27 after a really hard-fought first set by both teams.
And in their home court.
Last night they had 1,200 fans in attendance, which is great showing in the Cavelli Center here for men's volleyball.
And BYU gets to start the serve in this second set. It's Keone Thim, who has been so strong for the Cougars in this matchup and the last, but not as strong from the service line right there as he hits it into the net. So the Buckeyes take the first point of the second set as Wetzel goes back to the service line.
And in case you missed that first set, Buckeyes did pull one of their challenge cards, but the call was overturned, so they're entering the second set still with both to use. Now, BYU also pulled a challenge card, but the call was not overturned, so they only have 1 challenge card left, so they were going to want to use it pretty wisely.
And Wetzel starting off strong from the line for Ohio State with an ace off the net. Tries for another one dug by Fife. Looking for Benson on the outside, close that first set up, but Ohio State gets some hands on it, and another push kill by Henwood Rodriguez.
He had a push kill in the first set as well, so he has 2 kills so far. Really establishing his confidence and strategy as a freshman. We'll get another look.
We didn't see any of that from the freshman yesterday, but getting a little more confident in his game, or comfortable finding those open spots in the BYU coverage. Nice service by Wetzel. See if Ohio State can take advantage of the free ball. But it's the hands of the BYU net that are stopping the Buckeyes. Try for Hurley on the outside, rolls off the fingers of the Cougars. A free ball set and a back row hit by Thim. Chichinski is there to get it, and Wetzel tries from the right side, but that one is out of bounds. Buckeyes up 3-1 as the Cougars get their first point. It's Tion Taylor at the line. Hurley with the reception. Looking for Hurley on the outside for a kill, and he'll get it.
Hurley is taking that momentum from the first set and carrying it into the second.
And Hurley now tied with Thim as the leaders on offense with 6 kills apiece. Hurley back to serve after his termination. That serve is up and out of bounds, just barely off the line for Hurley. Back to serve on the Cougar side is Torres. His is up and over, dug by Strong. Looking for the middle for Cole Young, but it's dug by the Cougars as Benson will roll shot one in between the defense of Strong and Hurley and get the kill.
BYU playing scrappy to keep the ball in play, and it works in their favor, inching their way back in this second set.
4-3 is the score. Buckeyes still early on with the lead as Torres serves it far and high and out of bounds to give the Buckeyes a 2-point lead. Back to serve for the Buckeyes, the veteran, Cole Young.
He's got a fan club right next to us. We just heard some big cheers for Cole Young as he gets his serve over.
Hayne to the middle, but it's pushed by Ohio State. A fight at the net. BYU keeps it alive as Thim will try a hit from the back row, but it's no good. Into the net, and the Buckeyes get the point. Once again, back to serve, Young.
Cole Young had 1 service error in the first set, but he was very consistent offensively. 3 kills with no errors.
That serve is up and out of bounds for Young as Ohio State collects their 11th service error of the night. Now they have been cleaner from the service line so far in the second set, which you can see is reflecting in the scoreboard.
Definitely, and that was a big adjustment that they needed to make, especially after last night, but they weren't able to do that in the first set.
Vincent to serve. It's good. Chichinski with the dig. And back out to Chichinski with the hit, but BYU with the coverage. Back row, Benson rolls it. Leahy at the net. And the outside is Thim. Big kill, and that one off the Ohio State block for a termination. BYU now within 1 of OSU.
Benson back to serve. He had an ace in the first set.
Serve is up and good. Really with the reception, looking for Leahy in the middle. Dug by the Cougars. Thim will push it slowly over top. Look for Leahy in the middle once again, but Fife with the dig. Hayne to the right side for Torres. Dug by Wetzel and a push by Henwood Rodriguez, but BYU keeps it alive. Ohio State fighting. Wetzel will try one from the back row, but that off tempo sends that one out of bounds.
Shane Wetzel sends that one out to tie it up. 6-6. Benson still serving for BYU.
BYU with a scoring run here in the second set to tie things back up. As Benson's serve is up and over. Strong with the reception. And a set to Wetzel on the right side. Big kill as a free ball for Ohio State. Can they take advantage? And Henwood Rodriguez will dump that one over top of the net, but net violation, and BYU gets the point as they take the lead. Ohio State with a little bit of a cushion until this run by the Cougars. Benson's serve is good. Duchinsky with the dig. And a back row set to Wetzel, and he gets the kill. Now tied back up at 7-7.
Wetzel's doing a great job offensively. He has 5 kills so far on the night, but he does have 3 attacking errors. So he struggled a bit to get in a groove in the first set, but he has the 2nd most kills of anyone for the Buckeyes, so he's going to keep getting set.
And a big block by Ohio State on the Thim hit as they retake the lead.
I feel like this is deja vu from the first set of a lot of back and forth, keeping this score super tight. Again, shows how well balanced both of these teams are.
A very competitive matchup indeed here in the Covelli Center as Henwood Rodriguez sends his ball over the net, and a big hit by Hales, but that one's in the net and Ohio State gets the point. Rodriguez still back at the service line for his third try.
We'll get another look at what was called in the net here. Oh yes, very, very obviously, unfortunately, Hales had his arm come down through the net.
BYU keeping it alive. Thim with a big hit. Hurley tries to receive it. Strong saves it. Wetzel goes up for the hit, but that one is blocked. A solo block by Hales on the Cougar side.
They're going to call that a carry for the Buckeyes.
Serving or coming back in for Ohio State is Cooch at the setter position for Henwood Rodriguez. Back to serve is Hales for the Cougars.
Cooch got some minutes in the first set as well. Again, you won't see him as much in the rotation, although he's a very experienced setter. He's still overcoming a bit of an injury, so you're going to see him more here and there as he gains strength before he can come back in full swing. But he did a great job with the minutes he had in the first set. He had an assist and a dig.
Cooch to Leahy in the middle, and there's a kill for Leahy.
And make that another assist for Cooch. So when he does come in, he gets things going right away. But of course, Henwood Rodriguez is also doing an amazing job as a freshman. He has 14 assists so far on the night. So it's great that while Cooch is injured, Henwood Rodriguez can still step in and do a great job.
Jaczynski serves. BYU is Thim, and that's off the body of Cooch, and a kill for Thim.
It's all tied up now as Thim gets his 8th kill of the night. He's been a powerhouse. Thim has been amazing, and he's building off of what he did last night, a match high 14 kills, hit 379 last night, so he's not letting up at all.
Leahy with a big kill in the middle. A one-handed set there by Cooch to the middle blocker. Ohio State just staying a little bit ahead of BYU here in this second set. After his big termination, Leahy goes back to the service line.
Leahy did a great job serving in the first set. He did have one ace. He was pretty consistent. He had no service errors.
And Tion Taylor ties it back up from the middle with a kill. Back to serve is Thim, who you mentioned has been so strong. He has 6 total aces as well between last night's matchup and today, and we're only in the second set. Thim goes up with a high serve, and that went into the net, his second serve into the net in the second set. Keeping the Buckeyes in the lead as Wetzel goes back to serve again. Wetzel, the junior from Florida, serves that one. Hain looking for the back is Torres, and that one drops on the back of the line for a BYU kill.
Seemed like a little miscommunication from the Buckeyes. We'll get another look as this swing comes over. They all seemed a little stagnant in the back row as they watched it hit. Almost seems as like Grant Strong may have called it out. But it was a tough one. It was right on the line.
Defense pushed a little far up for Ohio State. Daniel Hurley tries from the outside. Dug by Taylor. Cooch looking to the back for Wetzel. And that one is a kill on the cross.
Great cross-court swing by Wetzel, his 6th kill of the night. And now Hurley goes back to serve as Ohio State has again established a 1-point lead.
Buckeyes staying ahead as Hurley is up to serve. The redshirt sophomore from Virginia Beach. His ball is up and over. BYU keeps it alive with the free ball. Ohio State with a nice opportunity for a kill. Hurley tries from the back row, but the Cougars keep it alive. Benson on the outside. Wetzel sends that one flying strong with another strong save as it goes back over to the BYU side now with a free ball attempt. Benson tries again, and he will get a kill off the hands of the Ohio State block. Tying the game back up 13-13 in the second set.
Look at another look at Benson's swing here, which just flew off the block of Young and Cooch.
Torres once again back to serve for the Cougars.
With that swing, Benson now has 6 kills on the night, but there's a service error for the Buckeyes to take the lead again, 14-13 in the second set.
And it's been BYU who's been struggling a little bit more from the service line in the second set instead of Ohio State.
And you know, you're going to see service errors in men's volleyball. It's one of those guarantees because of how aggressive and strong they serve. And a lot of coaches will say, I would rather you serve aggressive than play it safe behind the service line. However, it does come to a point where it can start to hinder your success. And we've seen a little bit of that on both sides tonight.
And we just saw that again from Ohio State with another service error, tying the game back up 14-14 as Benson has his opportunity at the line once again. And that one is good as he's successful with the ace. Benson with his second ace of the evening.
We've talked a lot about Thim's effectiveness, but Benson is right there with him, playing a huge role for BYU, but now it's the Buckeyes.
And Leahy has been hot in this second set. He's getting his opportunity as an attacker as he collects another kill from the middle. Back to serve is Cooch. His serve is good. Off-tempo pass by Benson. Thim sees if he can take advantage, and he can't, as Leahy and Wetzel are there on the block.
Beautiful block from the Buckeyes. The best one we've seen from them so far tonight. It was so clean. Look again, they're perfectly in sync to get the Buckeyes ahead again. Let's see if Ohio State can pull away by more than one. They haven't been able to. It's been back and forth, but what will it take for them to establish more than a 1-point lead?
And another block for Ohio State, and they've been strong. You see Leahy again moving over to that outside to block with Chichinski.
So I guess that's what it will take to get ahead by more than one is a big
Memorial. All IVA first team. Nice transfer for the Buckeyes as he serves. Benson with the dig. And it's Torres on the right side as it goes out of bounds, and Ohio State goes up by 3.
It's getting loud in here with Buckeye fans as they're able to establish their biggest lead of the second set, late in this second set. Cooch is still serving for Ohio State.
And in for Ohio State, Torres coming out and Tafuga coming back in. We've seen him more as a service specialist so far, but coming into play in this back row on the defense against Cooch's serve. And he will get the reception on that one as Hales goes in for a dig. Wetzel tries an off tempo. That one's out of bounds. Another one to look at for the Ohio State side as a switch out was number 4, Drew Hudson, who's a freshman, came in to try his hand at libero for the Buckeyes, but subbing back out to bring Strong back in. Back to serve is Hales. That one is good as Cooch looks to the back for Chichinski. And a big block comes at him from Thim and Taylor to stop the hit.
You can feel the energy from BYU's bench as they get within 1 point. You know, I always think nothing gets the teams fired up quite like a solid block. I think that's a huge momentum builder in men's volleyball.
The blocks are so big, and so are those big kills as well as Leahy grabs another one for Ohio State. But I do agree with that. There's always a different sort of motivation or momentum that comes from a big block as well, especially because you know how hard these hitters are hitting the ball.
Exactly. So it just, you have to time it up perfectly, and it makes such a difference. As we see Chichinski serve for Ohio State.
Then from the outside, that one's high and out of bounds, but BYU says they want to touch. And the referees will say no as Ohio State hits 20.
BYU will not pull a challenge card. Although they thought there might be a touch, you have to be very strategic, only having one challenge left, which BYU does.
Chichinski serving again. That one is up and on the line, and an ace for the freshman. Looking to stop the 1-to-1 evening of this matchup. Chichinski serves, rolls it over. Fuga with the reception. Thim tries to stop the Ohio State run. That one hits the pin, and he will not as the Buckeyes go up by 5.
It looks like the up official actually called that one out. So BYU will get the point, although it was hard to see from our angle. Now it's only a 3-point game in the second set.
That one hit the pin on the Ohio State side instead, and a big hit by Wetzel. Thim tries from the outside, and the block comes from Wetzel and Leahy to stop it.
Another huge block.
And Wetzel and Leahy have been strong on that double block on the outside late in the second set. Gotta look at Thomas Leahy in his middle blocker position. 6 total blocks so far today. He's back to serve once again. And a look to the middle and a quick kill from Taylor for the Cougars. Buckeyes up by 3. Thim back to serve. He struggled a little bit from the service line in the second set, but know that he has the opportunity to also have a solid serve for the Cougars as well. As that one's up, and it's going to be called in. Dropped on the line. And that one was called in by one judge, but then actually sent to the Ohio State side instead. So it looked like the line judge had called it in, but was overruled as the Buckeyes go up by 4. Wetzel back to serve. Thim, a push out to Benson. Benson tries one, and he'll get it off the hands of Ohio State.
The Cougars get to 20. They do not have any timeouts left to use in this second set as they trail by 3.
Making his first appearance for the Cougars is Tyler Herget, the junior setter, back to serve. Herget from Connecticut serves the ball up and good. Chichinski with the reception, and Cooch to Hurley, but that one is going to be called out of bounds on the swing.
Cougars are right back in this second set. Just a 2-point lead the Buckeyes have.
Herget once again back to serve for the Cougars.
And sometimes it's just a really smart decision to switch up your servers. Give the Buckeyes someone they haven't seen yet.
Cooch tries in the back for Wetzel. Wetzel goes up for a strong one, and he'll get the kill. Nice cross-court attack by the left-hander.
Wetzel with his 7th kill of the night. Buckeye fans are getting up on their feet because it's set point. We saw set point a lot in the first set as the game was extended. 29-27 was the final score.
Hurley will have the serve on the set point. Fife with the dig. And in the middle to Hales, and he will not let the Buckeyes take this second set just yet.
No, he won't. He will get his first kill of the night to keep his team in the game.
Getting that kill when it mattered for BYU. And Ohio State just on the cusp. And a big stop here for BYU. Trying to prevent this matchup from being evened out 1-1. Tufuga goes up to serve. That one's good. Hurley with the reception. Cole Young will try to finish it, but BYU keeps it alive. Benson on the outside. An Ohio State block, but it goes out of bounds to set the Cougars at 23. Tufuga once again serving for the Cougars. sophomore from Long Beach, California. (24-23) looking to tie this set up. His serve is up, and it is out of bounds, and Ohio State takes the second set to tie it 1-1.
Buckeyes held on to their lead for the majority of that second set after falling short in the first set. So like you said, tied up 1-1 heading into set number 3.
And now 1-1, so no matter what, we know this game's gonna at least go to 4 sets as both of these teams collect a set for each.
For his team, and Benson with 8.
And you mentioned just how important those service errors have been, and it was a flip-flop in that second set as BYU closed the gap. Ohio State with 12, Cougars with 9, and that really shows you just the difference and how it can change the tide of a set and who's going to take that set. Ohio State will start out with the serve, and still staying in at the setter position is Cooch for the Buckeyes. He came in that first set for Hinwood Rodriguez for a few plays and has been consistent since the beginning of the second. His serve is up and over. Thim with a free ball. Ohio State with the opportunity to take advantage. Hurley from the back row tries one. A one-handed save by hand, and then Thim will try from the back, and Ohio State goes into the net. BYU gets the first point of the third set. After his kill, Thim back to serve. His serve is up and good. A lot of heat on that one. A free ball by the Buckeyes. Back over top. From the back is Tafuga, and he gets the kill from the touch on the Ohio State net.
And that's Tafuga's first kill of the night.
And Tafuga's first kill of this matchup in this series, as he had 1 ace last night on his stat line. BYU taking the early lead. Thim with the serve. Serves it to Chichinski. Tries one for Leahy in the middle, and it's on the line, and a kill for Ohio State. Chichinski back to serve for the Buckeyes. Cougars up by 1.
Chichinski, really solid server, really aggressive. He has 2 aces so far and 2 airs. Add another ace to him for the night. 3 so far. I mean, he has so much power.
And Hannah, you kind of called that one as you mentioned his aces. As Chichinski is successful from the service line, there's another look at that ace.
It's always better as a broadcaster to speak it into existence than to jinx someone. You feel bad when that happens.
Absolutely, and we might have jinxed him a little bit on that one as he gets the service error.
Still 3 aces on the night, very impressive. That's more than any other player on both teams.
And the Cougars still up by 1, 3-2 is your score. Tion Taylor to serve. That one's up and rolls off the hands of Daniel Hurley for an ace on the BYU side.
Just took a bit of an awkward bounce in between his fingers.
A fluke mistake there for Ohio State as the Cougars take a 2-point lead. Taylor's serve is up and good to Strong, and then Cooch looking on the back for Leahy. Rolls that one up. Benson tries from the outside for his first attempt of the third set. Ohio State blocked there to stop it. He'll try one more time, and he'll get the kill on that one. The Cougars taking a pretty significant lead early on in the third. There's been a shift as well to the Cougars now hitting at a cleaner clip, a .228 percentage as opposed to Ohio State's .203. The Buckeyes have kind of been leading more in that category so far in this one, and that'll help out with that percentage as Hurley gets a kill from the outside.
There we go. Hurley, 7 kills so far tonight, 4 attacking errors. But he's brought a lot of momentum to Ohio State. He also has an ace and 2 digs in his stat line.
Leahy to serve. Thim with the reception, looking for the middle is Hales. Dug up by Leahy. It's a roll on the back for Hurley. Quick block by BYU. Back on the BYU side, Fife to libero will set it up. Ohio State gets their hands on the block but goes over top and no coverage. And a kill for the Cougars.
We'll get another look. Buckeyes a little mixed up as to where that ball was headed. We've seen just a few communication errors with Ohio State so far tonight, and you know, sometimes that's to be expected with a really young team. As Coach said, they're working through some of those changes early on. They're reloading.
Reload for Ohio State. Another issue there on the block for the Buckeyes. Second time where those off-tempo hits have hurt them. And BYU now with a 4-point lead in this third set. For the Cougars again is Tufuga. Just recently, as we mentioned, collected his first kill of the evening. And that one is out of bounds. Ohio State gets the ball back. Wetzel back to serve for the Buckeyes. Score 4-7. Serves that one high and out of bounds. Trading service errors here in these last few plays.
It's been a common theme of the night so far, has been some service errors.
BYU fans getting excited about this lead that the Cougars have. Benson is serving. That one rolls off the net. A diving save by Strong. Hurley has to push it over. BYU set up. And Thim tips it. And it falls on the Ohio State side.
Competitive match so far. This is the biggest lead we've seen from either team, is 5 points. So BYU really establishing some dominance here in the third set.
Cooch tries for Young. That one blocked by BYU. And another try by Ohio State. And they will get the point.
Cougars are called for being in the net. And Ohio State needs to use that error to their advantage as Daniel Hurley goes back to serve. Now he has 3 service errors so far tonight, so he's struggled just a bit from the behind the line. He does have an ace as well.
Hurley's serve is up and good. Some heat on that one. As it's going to look for Hales in the middle, and he'll slam that one down. Back to serve after that termination is Hales. BYU once again up by 5, hitting double digits. He serves that one up to Hurley. Cooch looking in the middle for Cole Young, and it is blocked by the Cougars.
A huge block. Cole Young is very effective for Ohio State, so to be able to get up and not let that hit through by him, great job by BYU. They're now leading by 6.
Off tempo by Ohio State, and they'll pay for it as Wetzel hits it into the net. And the Buckeyes just not really looking like they're all put together here in this third set.
They're not, and it's a little too early for them to use that second timeout already, so they have to figure it out while they're on the court, break some of this momentum from the Cougars.
Cooch looking to Young, back to the BYU side. Benson tries one from the back. Saved off the Ohio State block. Wetzel will try one from the right, and a huge block from the Cougars is Taylor and them. And all the momentum on the BYU side here right now as you get another look at those two on the Cougar team. And them only standing at 6 foot tall, but he gets up there for the blocks. Service error by the Cougars, and they've cleaned it up since the second set. Ohio State gets the point, down 7.
It's time for Ohio State to capitalize on every error that they can as Cole Young is back to serve, a bit of a float serve.
Off tempo for BYU, but they get it over the net. And Cooch is gonna look for Chichinski on the outside, and he'll get the kill off the block of the Cougars.
Wetzel had his hands up like he was going to put a touch on that, and I could hear all the way from up here everyone on Ohio State's team yelling out, so he kept his hands off. Buckeyes continue to close the gap just a little, down by 6 now.
Nice communication by Ohio State on that last play. Them tries one from the outside, gets up and gets the kill.
Them with 12 kills so far, and as Sarah said, he's only 6 feet tall. Now I know it sounds funny to say only because that's, you know, a great height for a man, but in volleyball, when you're looking at some of his teammates that are standing at 6'9", 6'10", that's a big difference. So it goes to show his vertical and how impressive he is getting up there at the net. As he tips that one down, 15-7 BYU. I've been so impressed with him so far. He's going to force the Buckeyes to...
Hain is back to serve, seeing if he can extend that lead even further. Serves it to Strong. Cooch look in the middle for Leahy, and he lays that one on the Cougar side for a kill.
Great response by the Buckeyes to coming out of a timeout, a time when they really needed to reclaim some momentum and energy on their side. Cooch is back to serve.
Leahy was strong in that second set as well. He's got 7 kills, so just second on the Buckeyes so far in the leading in that category. And that's a little bit too big of a hit by Benson, and another point for the Buckeyes. But those 7 kills by Leahy is tied with Daniel Hurley. Only ahead of them is Shane Wetzel on the Ohio State side, and that's impressive from a middle blocker to be that high up in the attacking category, especially with his 6 blocks as well. Cooch's serve is up to the back for Thim, and that one flies far, but Cooch saves it. And the libero for Ohio State sends a free ball over, and another off tempo. The Buckeyes think they got it over, and they're frustrated by that call for a BYU point.
Looks like they're going to call a double hit by the Buckeyes. Coach Birch is getting an explanation down there as well, as Cooch goes up to the up official for a little more of an explanation.
Yeah, Ohio State didn't seem happy, didn't think that they got that double hit on their nice save there, if it was, to send it back to the other side.
We're going to get another look at what was called here.
There's Hudson as the libero.
You can see the reactions from Ohio State. True confusion from everyone over there. They're going to challenge the call. So it looks like even with explanations that were given to Coach Birch and to Cooch, it wasn't good enough for them. They're going to challenge it. They want another look at what exactly was called there. And it was tough to see exactly what the call was there, because what I saw from the replay, I did not see a double hit anywhere. But they'll have a better view with the replay cameras down there to really look through it.
And they'll get a look and let us know what the deciding factor is on that one. But you have to give credit even if the Buckeyes don't get the point on this one. Drew Hudson comes in again as the libero for a little bit of a different look on the defensive side for Ohio State. And what a dive by him as the freshman to try and save that ball and get it back over to the BYU side of the court.
He did a great job, and Coach Birch told us that he's all about giving these freshmen minutes, especially early on in the season, because that's the only way that they're going to grow and build and get better. So you'll see with his rotation, he's all about subbing some different guys, getting them in the mix, and you know, it's proving to be effective. They're having some moments to shine as well.
And he mentioned part of that too is just playing a tough schedule as well, getting them all the experience that they can against these competitive teams. We know how strong BYU is as a team. They came in here yesterday and beat the Buckeyes on their home court. They're ranked number 6 in the country, so it's no small potatoes here for Ohio State, and great experience for those young players.
Now they are still deliberating this call as we're getting another look here. Well, now we're looking at the confusion that all the Buckeyes had, holding their hands up like, what is going on here? But we're going to back it up just a little bit. Okay, so we see contact number 1, 2. See, it's tough to tell. It looks like they're questioning whether it hit off of Hudson's leg here. And I don't think it did.
It didn't look like it did.
because Chichinski also got a touch on it, so they are questioning. Did it hit off of Hudson's leg and then Chichinski's arm to go up? Now, from the view we had, I don't think it did.
It looked like it hit off of Chichinski's hand only, and that was that second hit, and then Leahy got the third one over the net. So it didn't look like 4. We'll see what they decide here.
They're going to call a replay, so this means they could not come to a decision, to a clear decision, and it could have just been a tough camera angle to really decipher what happened, but neither team will be awarded a point. They're going to replay it there. Buckeyes will get to keep their challenge card as well, so they still have 2 left, and they're going to replay this point.
We'll see who comes out with the point from the replay. Leahy tries to hit that one over Hurley, and then outside to Chichinski, tips it over. Back on the BYU side is Thim from the right, big block by Ohio State. Out to Tafuga. He hits that one off the Ohio State block and out of bounds.
Looks like, again, Coach Birch having some conversation and Cooch with the officials on either side. Unhappy with the call on the previous play. Now, are they going to use their challenge card? I don't think so. They're going to play this one out.
Seems like Buckeyes not happy with that replay, despite having the second chance opportunity, as Thim is back to serve. His is up and good. Hurley with the reception. And then a back push from Hurley. Hain to the outside, Benson. Benson goes off the hands of Ohio State. Hurley tries to reach for it. Doesn't grab it. And a kill for the Cougars.
8-point lead from the Cougars, as Thim is back to serve, one of the strongest servers for BYU.
Thim still leading all attackers with 13 kills tonight. And a hard serve there. Strong with the free ball sent back over. BYU tries with the hit, tipped by Ohio State. Roll shot by Benson. Back over, a push by Hurley. Feifel back set it to Benson on the outside, rolls for that one. Saves it out of the net as Wetzel. Ohio State keeping it alive. Cooch looking for Chichinski on the right side. And a back pass as the set for Benson off the Ohio State block, and the Buckeyes get the point.
A hard-fought volley back and forth, but Buckeyes come out on top with it by finishing with a block.
Chichinski gets his hands on that one, along with his 2 other teammates on the triple block. As he is back to serve for Ohio State. They reach double digits.
5 blocks from Chichinski so far, but the Buckeyes will serve that one out and give BYU an 8-point lead. I mean, the BYU fans are so loud in the crowd, and as we've said, this is not a close game for them to travel to. So they either travel really well, or we have a lot of Cougars fans here in Ohio.
Cougars fans showing up and showing out here in the Covelli, as Herget subs back in to serve. That one's good. Strong with another nice dig. Wetzel tries a left-hander. Blocked by BYU. Can Hurley get one? And he can, as he collects the kill from the outside.
8 kills from Hurley, and we saw libero Grant Strong back in the mix. Get another look at Hurley's swing.
Hurley hitting that one off the hands of the BYU block. Leahy to serve for Ohio State, down 7. That one's good. Thim with the reception. Benson over top the block and gets the kill. Nice job by Benson to get height on that one. See a replay again. Just hits it over top of Wetzel, Young, and Hurley. And that's a hard one to hit it over top of. I mean, Cole Young, 6'10".
It is hard. He's been outstanding offensively, Benson has. 13 kills so far, only 4 attacking errors.
Tafuga gets the ace off Ohio State's off-tempo pass out of bounds.
Cougars are breezing through this third set.
It's been a quick one so far. Not at all like the first two sets that we saw. Not really sure what's happening here with Ohio State in the third. But BYU almost up by double digits. And they won't be as Tafuga sends that one into the net. And Ohio State switching it up again. Hinwood Rodriguez coming back in at the setter position for Cooch. And Hudson back in as the libero in replacement of Strong.
The Cougars have been dominating the offense in this third set. They have 11 kills and 2 attack errors to the Buckeyes, 5 kills and 3 attack errors.
Buckeyes making a lot of switch-ups on the lineup here, seeing what they can do that'll work. That service error puts them at 16.
You got to think this early on in the season, I mean, this is only the second game so far. They probably don't know exactly what their ideal lineup is yet. So when you're down by this much, it's a good time to kind of work through it and see what the perfect lineup will be.
And a big kill there to send BYU up by 10. And that's a good point. Ohio State lost a lot of veteran players last year. Jacob Pasture, who we mentioned, a crucial outside hitter, but also Thomas Poole, their libero, middle blocker as well, and Justin Howard. So a lot of missing pieces that they're trying to remake. But Cole Young is a veteran who's still here, and he'll get that kill.
4 kills for Cole Young. And we've got Daniel Hurley back to serve.
Hurley once again with the serve, now leading with Wetzel at 8 kills for the Ohio State offense. That one's up into the net. Back-to-back service errors for Ohio State. And those are big mistakes to make down 10 or down 9 at that moment for the Buckeyes, as every point is crucial in this third set.
18 service errors on the night for the Buckeyes, 12 for the Cougars.
Buckeyes trying to make something out of that off-tempo pass. BYU gets their opportunity at it. A strong hit by Thim, but it's out of bounds and goes to the Buckeyes. Back into serve for Ohio State is Owen Pickering, the sophomore from Ottawa, Ontario. Pickering often coming in as the server for the Buckeyes. See if he can get a run going. That one's up and over. Fife with the reception. Taylor tries to hit it. Tries for Thim on the outside. A tip and a nice decision by Thim to hit that one soft into the opening of the coverage.
Thim, again, so impressive, not only with his power, but with his strategy. We'll see here. Makes the smart decision as he goes up and looks like he's going to be in a full swing to just lightly tip it over. And now it's set point in the third set for the Cougars.
Haynes serves. Leahy lays it down and gets the kill for Ohio State.
Leahy has done a great job tonight. 8 kills so far. He's hitting .462. He has the best hitting percentage for the Buckeyes so far tonight.
Back to serve as he has made his appearance again in this third set is Hinwood Rodriguez. And that one's out of bounds. And you mentioned that hitting percentage. And BYU takes that third set off that final service error, and that kind of shows, that's a good reflection of how that third set went for Ohio State. Lots of service errors and issues at the line.
Ohio State fell apart a little bit, and they struggled to really get in a rhythm offensively. That was their worst offensive set of the night. They started out hot with 16 kills in the first set. Then they only had 9 in the second and only 8 in the third. So Ohio State, will see how they can respond. It's not just their offense, though. We've talked about their service errors. There were a couple calls that didn't exactly go their way that they weren't happy with. So all in all, just not their set. But they're starting clean here in set number 4. Cougars will start with the serve.
That third set uncharacteristic so far, and not only tonight's matchup, but last night's matchup for the Buckeyes. They kept the other ones close. They kept the 4 yesterday close, and that one was just not even really close for Ohio State. Not really sure what happened for the Buckeyes in that one, but looking to clean it up in the fourth. Otherwise, it will be another victory for BYU. That serve by Thim is over. Wetzel tries one from the right side. Dug by BYU. And Benson on the outside and gets the kill to start off with the Cougars in the lead.
They started off with the first point of the third set as well. And Thim serving. I'm sure you guys have heard us say his name a lot tonight, but it's because he is all over the stat line. He is such an amazing player. Great server. There's another ace for Thim to add to his 14 kills on the night.
Thim showing there just what a great player he is, and he has been for this BYU team in these last two matchups. Collecting another service ace.
He has 2 so far tonight.
He goes up, and another strong serve dug by Chichinski, and a little bit too much power from Cole Young in the middle as it goes out of bounds. And the Cougars take a 3-0 lead. Thim for his third opportunity. That one's up and over, and so much power on those serves. Early's going to try to get a point for the Buckeyes, hits the pin out of bounds, and BYU goes up 4-0.
4 straight points to start the fourth set. BYU is building off of what they were able to do in the third set with Thim behind the service line.
Thim once again leading this Cougar run, starting the fourth. That one up and over again. Ohio State struggling to receive those serves. Benson tips one, a dive by Strong. Hurley seeing if he can stop that run. BYU stops him instead and stops him again as they go up 5-0. There's a quick Ohio third set to go up 2-1. If they win the fourth, they win this match. Thim still back to serve, has yet to be relinquished from that position, and there he is as he serves an error. But you can't really blame him because of the performance he had with those last few serves.
Exactly, and you know, obviously coming out of a timeout is always the toughest time to serve because you've built that rhythm and momentum, and you know, Coach Birch was able to break it by calling a timeout there. So very smart choice to keep the run from continuing, but Ohio State answers back with a service error of their own from Wetzel. So Cougars still have a 5-point lead here.
It's a big error for the Buckeyes as they needed a little bit of momentum after getting their first point of the set. Deion Taylor serves for the Cougars. Inwood Rodriguez looking for Wetzel, and he'll get the kill from the right side. Buckeyes showing a little bit of life there. Needed a decisive kill like that one as Hurley goes back to serve. Hurley's serve is up and over. Fife with the reception. Benson tries from the outside, and he'll get a termination off the hands of Hudson. Cougars up 7-2. Tafuga back to serve.
If you're just tuning in, here's how everything has shaken out so far. Buckeyes lost the first set 27-29 after a hard-fought battle, but they came back and won the second set 25-23. Third set was 25-15 BYU. And here we are in the fourth set, 8-2 Cougars.
And Benson on that Cougar squad making his presence known in this third set, now leading not only his team, but also all hitters with 17 kills. Tafuga still back to serve. Cougars have been consistent from the service line in this fourth set, helping them with those runs, and that's a foot fault. As I did jinx him on that one, I'd say.
The announcer's jinx. We've had it a few times.
That's our first foot fault of the afternoon or the evening. Ohio State getting a lucky point off that mistake by BYU as Cole Young is back to serve. That one's good. Thim with the dig. Far to the back for Tafuga. Hurley, Henwood Rodriguez. Back to Wetzel. To the outside, Benson goes again. He's been hot, tips it. But it goes over to the BYU side, and Ohio State gets the point. Something to mention here as well, Buckeyes making substitutions. We've seen a lot of head coach Kevin Birch looking for a matchup or a roster that's going to work for them, a lineup, and Kyle Tooney has made his appearance in this series for the first time. That one goes out of bounds, and Buckeyes making a little bit of a run. But Kyle Tooney coming in for Ohio State, the senior outside hitter. He made a strong presence at the end of the 2024 season, making his debut for this one. Miscommunication by Ohio State as Henwood Rodriguez not able to get to the ball before it falls to the court. BYU up 9-5. Benson with the serve for the Cougars. Strong with the reception and a free ball over by Ohio State for BYU to take advantage of. And they don't, as the block is big by Ohio State. Leahy and Tooney up at the net.
Big block from this back row attack by Benson. And Ohio State closes the gap, only down 3 here in the 4th set.
Henwood Rodriguez serves too much power and out of bounds. Ohio State now over 20 on their service errors, 21 to be exact. Back to serve is Hales. Strong digs in the middle for Leahy. BYU grabs it up, and Thim will try from the outside. Buckeyes save it with the free ball. Haynes tips it over. And a set from Strong to Tooney on the right side. And the block is there from BYU to stop him. Cougars up 11-6. There's another look at that BYU block.
Block came back and bounced off of Tooney, it appears.
And a nice call there by Wetzel, followed it to the line to see as that serve goes out of bounds for an error by BYU. Kyle Tooney back to serve for the first time tonight. Tooney's serve is good. Benson from the back. Hudson there to receive it. Wetzel tips one from the right side, and it goes off of the Cougars. And a kill for Wetzel.
Double digits for Wetzel now. He has 10 kills so far on the night, leading the way for the Buckeyes.
And Tooney back to serve again, started the last 17 matches for Ohio State last season. Thim from the outside rolls it off the fingers of Ohio State, and he'll collect another kill. Noah Hain serving for the Cougars as they maintain a 4-point lead here in the 4th. That one's good. Strong with the dig. Hurley from the outside. It's dug by Benson. Right side for Tafuga. And that one goes into the block of Ohio State and puts BYU up one more.
Buckeyes used one of their timeouts early on when it was 5-0 Cougars, so saving that second timeout of this 4th set.
Haynes serves. Leahy looks for one, and he gets it.
I've been so impressed by Leahy's consistency for the Buckeyes. 9 kills and only 1 attacking error. So he has just been so reliable. He also has an ace, 2 digs, and 8 blocking assists. So he has contributed 14 points to Ohio State tonight, the most of any player out there.
And Ohio State looking to grab another point. That one just out of bounds from the tip by Hurley. And Ohio State now down by 5. Daniel Hurley struggling on that outside a little bit in this.
BYU now leads 14-9 in this fourth set, which is a must-win set for the Buckeyes to stay in the match tonight.
Thim to serve with power, and he gets an ace.
He gets his third ace of the night. It's called a timeout, and they actually broke his momentum. He came back and had a service error. So we're going to see if they'll be successful in doing that again, but they're not. A great serve by Thim.
Great serve by Thim, and an even better block by Taylor and Benson to stifle Wetzel's hit. Back to serve again is Thim, and he's been so consistent. He'll go up again. Only 4, well, I was going to say only 4 service errors, but I keep doing that. So I need to stop saying how consistent these players are at the service line, but a 5th for Thim, still a solid run back at the line for the veteran.
He's been so solid, and this is our formal apology for any jinxes we've had out there tonight.
Wetzel serves that one cross and out of bounds, and again a big mistake by the Buckeyes where they needed some sort of run.
17-10, BYU leading. Ohio State is officially out of timeouts, but Coach Birch told us they wanted this challenging schedule starting against a number 6 ranked team.
And Ohio State struggling against the BYU block in this fourth set and on their attacks as well. And you can see that it's reminiscent in their hitting percentage right now again. Although they led the first 2 sets in hitting percentage, it's now flipped to BYU significantly. Cougars are leading at a 253% as opposed to the Buckeyes 126. Back to serve is Herget. Kenwood Rodriguez looks for Hurley, and there again is another error. Not by the Buckeyes, as it is tipped by the BYU defense, and Ohio State gets a point.
Looking ahead for Ohio State, after tonight's match, they will face Fort Valley State University for a series on Friday, January 10th and Saturday, January 11th. Then they'll head to Austin, Texas for the First Point Collegiate Challenge. They'll face Stanford on Friday, January 17th, and then UCLA on Saturday, January 18th. Wetzel back to serve now for the Buckeyes. Sorry, Hurley. I mixed those two up a little bit. They look a little bit similar at times down on the court.
And Ohio State, nice serve by Hurley there. And a kill by Benson off the hands of Hudson. There's a look once again at this kill from the outside. So consistent as a hitter for the Cougars today is Benson.
Looking ahead at what's next for the Cougars, they will face St. Thomas Aquinas College in Utah for a series on January 10th and 11th, and then they'll head to Ball State for a series on the 16th and 17th. Ball State, a solid team as well.
Ball State ranked number 5 right now in the ABCA rankings to start the season.
And Buckeyes will get a chance to play them later in the season in February, Thursday, February 27th. They'll play in Indiana.
Back to serve for the Cougars is Tafuga again. And still a considerable lead for BYU, and that service error hurts, but again, they have such a cushion here that it's not the end of the world for BYU.
Exactly, and BYU has played very relaxed the entire game. They have a certain confidence about them, and you can feel it. Nothing has, had them get out of their element and out of their rhythm.
Owen Pickering with a nice serve, gets a free ball attempt on the Ohio State side. Tooney will try to take advantage, and he terminates the ball. Tooney, after making his first appearance tonight in this series, gets his first kill. Again, he started those last 17 matches of the season. He ended up third on the team in aces, 140 kills, 77 digs. And a BYU kill goes to Haynes. Substitution on the Ohio State side. Tharp back in for the Buckeyes. Cooch, Leahy on the front. In the back is Tooney, early and strong. The serve by Benson. Cooch sets it up to Tharp on the right. Rolls that one over. Fife with the dig. Them going for another kill. Soft and slow, but he gets it in the coverage and gets the kill. Them with 16 on the night. Only behind Benson, who's serving now on the attack. Benson's serve is into the net. Puts Ohio State back with an 8. Back to serve for the Buckeyes is Tharp. Tharp, the redshirt freshman opposite hitter from Chicago. Making his first appearance at the service line. Strong first appearance with that serve. Then goes for the kill and out of bounds.
You know, powerful serve from Tharp, and I'm sorry I jumped in and said that, but wow, that was the first time I've seen that, so I'm impressed. A great decision to put him in here when the Buckeyes clearly need to fight back. Down 7 now in a must-win fourth set.
22 service errors for the Buckeyes. That one a little bit of change of tempo for Tharp. They're going to go to Thim again, but a block by Ohio State. Fife to Thim, tries again. Falls into the Buckeye block, but they save it. Leahy sends it over. Back row is Benson, and they won't save that one as he gets the kill. BYU up by 8, 23-15. 2 more points needed before they seal out this matchup.
Benson, 21 kills so far. He's played outstanding tonight. You can't ask for much more than that.
Hitting so clean, too, at a 359. Torres serves it to Strong. Cooch gets it close at the net, takes advantage, and pushes the ball over for a kill of his own.
First kill of the night for Cooch, but he does have 13 assists and 2 digs. So although he hasn't played the entire time, he's done a great job when he has been in.
Tooney back to serve. His serve is good. Haynes looking to Thim again and hits it off the body of Tooney for another kill.
It is match point for BYU. All of their fans standing up and clapping in the Covelli Center.
Haynes serving on the match point for the Cougars. That one's good. Strong gets the dig. Can it stay alive? Tharp keeps it alive for Ohio State with a kill from the right side.
Tharp's first kill of the night as it bounces far off the BYU block.
Back to serve. A pressure-filled serve here for the veteran Leahy. Trying to prevent the ending of this match. His serve is up and good. Fife with the dig. Haynes looking to the outside for Tafuga. Fife passes it to Thim on the right side, and he gets the kill to finish off the Buckeyes in their second matchup of the series. 25-17, the final score of set 4. Again, a 3-1 victory for the Cougars.
And it was a 3-1 victory for the Cougars last night as well, but here's how it all shook out tonight. BYU won 29-27 in set 1. Ohio State won 25-23 in set 2. And then the Cougars won